Nick here from Tabletop Duo, and Halloween is almost upon us. So for this week of review and unboxing, we have decided to get a new game which I've played before and it was really fun to play and we wanted to have it for our collection, which is Betrayal at the House on the Hill. The thematic fits really well with Halloween. It's very fun, so we're gonna see both the unboxing and the review, and then we're gonna be doing our 3 things we liked and 3 things we didn't like about the game. So before we start, if you're new to Tabletop Duo, we do unboxing, review, how to play videos of your favorite board games, as well as sometimes video game content with how to play videos and also some unboxing of collector's editions. So for this video, we will start with the review and then we're gonna go into the unboxing after. So on Betrayal, you play as one explorer and you can play from 3 to 6 players. Each explorer has a miniature, which looks super cool. It's already painted, so you don't have to paint them. So Mariana is a little bit upset or happy. And each hero or each explorer has a status card like this that has 4 stats. So you have speed and might, and sanity and knowledge. The stats are also locked with these tokens, so you can move the tokens around and then that will give you the stat. Each character has 2 versions of them with different stats, so you can choose the one you want to play. And some characters, they're going to be better at certain stats and so on, the usual. And you start on the first tile here on the entrance hall. So all the characters start here. And then every turn, a player can move and explore the mansion. As you move, you see the doors on each one of the tiles and you can decide to enter. If the room has not been explored yet, you're gonna pick one of those tiles. And those tiles, they have 3 markings. They are either for ground, basement, or upper level. If you draw one tile and the tile is not off the level you start at the ground level, then you just pick the next one. So when you find one of those rooms, for example, the servant's quarter has an icon, and that icon matches with the omen card. So you have to draw an omen card or an event card or an item card. Each room might have one of those symbols. Whenever you see one, you can pick it up. And then you're going to read whatever it's in the card. The omen cards, they will usually give you stats, either speed, might, sanity, or knowledge. Sometimes they will also ask you to lose certain points on some of the categories. For the event, it's an event, so many things could happen, and usually they are some linger, some don't linger. Then you have the items, which are things you can carry with you and then use them in combat or in certain situations. As I showed you guys on the tiles, the house has 3 levels. You have the ground level. The upper level you can access by the grand staircase, which is right next to the entrance hall. And then you can also access the basement, which is a little bit trickier. One of the ways of finding the basement, for example, is you may find a room that has a coal chute, and then that coal chute, your character is just gonna fall into the basement, and then he or she has to find a way out of the basement. You might find things that help you, for example, there is a mystic elevator that it's a room that once you go inside, you do a roll, and depending on the roll, you can go on either one of the floors and kind of magically teleport around the house. It's pretty cool. And some rooms will also require you to do certain things. So for example, in the junk room, when you are exiting, you have to roll a might roll. So you check your stats and then you roll the number of dice you have there. And if you have a certain value, then you're able to cross the room, or you get stuck, and each room will do something different. Some rooms will actually remove some stats from you and so on. As you're exploring the mansion, you are trying to find a way out, right? But at a certain point, every time you find an omen card, you have to do a haunt roll. So for the haunt roll, you roll 6 dice, and then you compare it with the amount of omen cards you have into play. If the roll is equal or higher than the number of omens you have, then everything continues the way they are now. If the number you rolled is smaller than the number of omen cards, then the next phase of the game starts. So you're gonna go check the traitor stone. So in here you will find the rooms and also the omens, and according to the combination you have, then you look at the number at the bottom of the page and it will tell you who is the traitor. That player must then take the traitor stone. You're gonna select the one that the book tells you to, and then you will have to follow the instructions as the traitor to get what's going to be the objective for you. Meanwhile, the other players will get the same number, and then they're going to look at the survivor book, which is going to tell what the survivors need to do in order to leave the mansion and survive, which might be several different things. Then usually what we do is the traitor leaves the room, and the survivors stay and they debate about what they have to do, and the traitor checks what they have to do, and then the two come back and then they continue the game. So as an example, in one of the playthroughs we did, we had to, as a survivor, we had to break the furnace, and the furnace would start fire and everything would start burning, while the traitor had to absorb like almost all the characters that were playing the game by killing them, right? It was like a blob or some sort of thing like that. So we loved this game, and every time we played, it's always fun. There's always a different anecdote, a different story that comes out because of the random aspect of the game, and also who is the traitor, what does the traitor do, and what the survivors do. So it's always fun. The people that we played with, like we played with more experienced board gamers, and we played also with new board gamers or newcomers, and they also enjoyed the game a lot. It's certainly not an entry-level board game, but it's also not like a super hard and difficult board game that will take a lot of time for people to play and to actually enjoy playing them. All right, so now for the 3 things we liked about the game and the 3 things we didn't like about the game. So the first thing we liked about the game is this random aspect where you are placing the rooms. Every time you explore the house, it's going to be different, it's going to feel different, the cards you get will be different, the traitor, and so on. So that makes the game always fresh and new every time you play. So that's the first aspect. There is a bad thing about that as well, which I'm going to explain on the 3 things we didn't like, but it's a positive point. The second positive point is that it's very easy to play. Even if you are, like I explained before, if you're not a big board game fan, like it's going to be easy to explain to that person will play and they will have fun and so on. The last aspect we really enjoyed is the thematic. The theme is really well incorporated into the game, into what you do, the actions, the objects you get, the items, the omens, the layout, and like the rooms you have in the house. You know, it's really fun and very well integrated. So if you like board games that have a very strong context tied together, this is one of them. Now for the 3 things we didn't like. So the first one we didn't like goes a little bit into the random aspect, is the fact that sometimes the objective you have to achieve, you might be playing the game for a long time and you might find it like in the last tile. For example, if you have to find a specific room, you might find it in the last tile, and sometimes you're going to find it very fast. So sometimes the playthrough is going to be very easy and sometimes it's going to be very hard, and I think they could have probably worked a little bit more on that aspect, so that the objective you have to do, there is a way so that it always triggers kind of in the same moment of the match, you know? The second thing we didn't like is the fact that when you split between the survivors and the traitor, you have to have the traitor go to another room so that the other players can discuss among themselves, the survivors, because the traitor should not be listening to them or like hearing as they talk. But the thing is, if you live in a small house or there's no way for the other player to kind of go away, you are kind of in an awkward situation where the traitor like might be hearing what you're saying, and it also breaks a little bit the flow where people are all engaged and like into the flow of the game, and then all of a sudden everyone stops and some people might lose the focus and not remember what they were doing before, you know, if the conversation between the people takes some time. Usually people like to like just like go have water or like go to the bathroom at that time. And the third thing that we didn't like is the fact that if you look at the unboxing, and you will see that in an instant, the box, when you put all the components, like the insert looks nice, But when you put all the components and you just flip the box like this to like put on your stand or, you know, whatever you want, if it's not on an horizontal position, if you put it like vertically like this and you open the box, my God, like things will be all over the place and you're gonna have to like organize them all together. So the insert looks nice, but it doesn't actually do its job of separating the components and then keeping them where they are as you are moving with the box around. So now that we have been through the review, let's go through the unboxing. So for the unboxing, so as you can see, it's not quite a big box. So let's start by removing the shrink wrap. All right, so let's open it up. So the first thing we see right away are the punch boards. So the first punch board has the creatures. So let's have a look at them. It's pretty neat. I like the concept art on each one of them. They look really nice. Then we have two punch board with the characters. Then we have some tokens, and then we have a total of 6 punch boards for the tiles. And here are some examples of the tiles you will find. They look pretty cool. The artwork is nice. And then right below it we have the rule book. It's not that big. And then you have a survivor and a traitor tome. There's a nice insert. You have this plastic bag, which has other 3 plastic bags inside. Amazing. On this one we have these coffin tokens, I believe. The character miniatures and the dice. And then we have 1 pack of cards. So let's open it up. So first we have event cards. Then we have item cards. Come with a nice concept art of each one of those. And last but not least, we have the omens. All right, so that's it for today's video. What do you think about the game that we chose for Halloween? Like, do you plan playing some Halloween board games with your friends? And if you are playing them, I would like to hear, like, what are the games you guys like to play during Halloween with the family, you know? And let me know in the comments also if you have played, like, and you have some cool anecdotes to tell, like, let us know, okay? So thanks for watching and happy Halloween and see you next time. Bye.